It's your boy back again with another video. What I wanted to talk about today is being like more present, because I think a lot of advice that you get online in terms of self-improvement is really dedicated towards like building self-confidence and like building wealth, like getting money, like just doing things that that not necessarily our country, America, but like our culture values, which is just like being more extroverted and being liked by people and building, like having material things like wealth or like just getting laid. Like they're very like superficial things to be concerned about. And I think if you want those things, great. But if you want them just for the sake of it, just because other people tell you you should want them, then you're not really living for yourself. You're not really living the life that you want to live. You're living a life that somebody else wants to live, that is being sold to you. I don't know if the camera is like here or like where I should be looking. I guess it's here where my finger is. So I guess I'm gonna look there. Okay. But anyways, I'm trying to see how much time there is. I think one thing that we should focus on more so than just the things I talked about earlier, like, you know, building wealth and just being more extroverted, having people liking you, is being more present. And I think that if you're present, those things sort of just come naturally, you know. I'm reading a book on Napoleon, and Napoleon said that his greatest strength was his ability to compartmentalize, his ability to sort of, he described it as opening and closing doors in his mind. So he could be getting ready for the Battle of Borodino, which was like the biggest battle in his Russian campaign. At that point, it was one of the biggest land battles in the history of the planet. And an hour before the battle was supposed to happen, he was like, you know, he was designing a girls' school that would be put in Paris. He was designing it before he was supposed to fight one of the biggest land battles in the history of the world. That was his strength, was his ability to open and close doors in his mind, to say, all right, well, I'll fight this battle later, but right now I'm doing this. And once I'm done with this, then I'm going to focus on this. I think that's so important in terms of just like my life in general, like to just have a routine that you do throughout the day of like, all right, I'm going to do this at 8 o'clock. I'm going to do this at 9. I'm going to do this at 3. And then like really focus on what you're supposed to do at 8. Don't worry about what you're supposed to do at 9. Just lock in and take the small things seriously that you said that you were going to do yesterday. Take it seriously. It's another thing, the Hagakure, the book on the samurai, the other thing that I read, which it was written by a guy who was actually like a part of a samurai clan, and he wrote a lot of their principles down. And one of the things he said was, matters of small concern or matters of great concern should be treated lightly. Matters of small concern should be taken seriously. And what that means is be present, take the things like your duties and your chores throughout the day, take them seriously, and over time those things just start to add up. You know, you can't do it all at once. If you think about like going to school, obviously if you think, man, I have to go to school for 4 years, that's like a crazy amount of time. So you break it up into like small incremental things that you're going to do. I'm going to do this assignment. I'm going to work on this today. And you just break it up like that. And that reduces a lot of your anxiety if you just reduce things down to like the smallest minuscule thing you can do. If you're going to write a paper, you don't start out by thinking, all right, I need 3,000 words tonight. I need to write 3,000 words. You think, let me open Word. Let me do the first sentence, and just break things down to the smallest pieces possible. And I think that ties in with just being present and really trying to own the present moment. The way everybody describes it is that anxiety exists in the future, depression exists in the past, but none of these things exist in the present moment. So one thing that I think everybody can try to do is just try to be more present and really just worry about what's in front of you and just do one thing at a time instead of thinking about the existential whatever crisis that you have going on at the moment. Just break it down into singular pieces and work on it from there. All right, see ya.